They threw him into a pit, not by strangers, by his own blood. Hands he trusted became the ones that pushed him. He hit the ground hard, dark, silent, no way out. He shouted, called their names, waiting for someone, anyone, to respond. But the voices above him went quiet, not because they didn't hear him, but because they chose not to. Instead, they sat down and started eating, talking, laughing, like nothing had happened, like he wasn't even there, like he never mattered. And when they were done, they made it worse. A caravan passed by, strangers, and in a single moment, his life was traded. Silver for a son. No goodbye, no explanation, no second chance, just dust, distance, and silence. And that should have been the end. But it wasn't. Years before that moment, Joseph wasn't like his brothers. He was younger, quieter, not the strongest, not the loudest, but there was something about him. Something you couldn't explain, but you couldn't ignore. His father saw it before anyone else did. He looked at Joseph differently, and one day he made it visible. He gave him a robe, not ordinary, not simple, colorful, rich, impossible to ignore. It wasn't just clothing, it was a message. Without words, it said, "This one is different. This one is chosen." And everyone saw it, especially his brothers. Then came the dreams. Joseph saw something no one else could see. Not imagination, not random thoughts. Clear, undeniable visions. In one dream, his brothers bowed to him. In another, even the sun, the moon, and the stars bowed. And Joseph told them not to boast, not to provoke, just because he believed what he saw was real. But they didn't hear belief. They heard pride. They heard disrespect. And from that moment, something shifted. It wasn't just jealousy anymore. It became hatred. They didn't just dislike Joseph. They wanted him gone. One day, out in the fields, they saw him coming, wearing that robe, walking toward them, and without hesitation, they made a decision. They grabbed him, pulled him down, stripped the robe off him, and threw him into a pit. No water, no way out, just darkness and silence. Joseph wasn't their brother anymore. He was sold for silver, taken far from home. No explanation, no goodbye, just gone. Joseph arrived in Egypt. Everything changed. The language,
The market is alive
the
today.
people, the life. He was bought by a man named Potiphar, a powerful man, and this should have broken him. But it didn't. Even in slavery, Joseph stayed consistent. He worked, he served, he remained faithful. And slowly, things started to shift. He gained trust, responsibility, authority, until one day, he was put in charge of everything. Then everything collapsed. Not slowly, instantly. One accusation, false, unproven, but powerful. Potiphar's wife lied. And just like that, everything Joseph built was taken away. Again, he was thrown into prison. From the top, back to the bottom. Cold walls, iron bars, silence, forgotten. But even there, Joseph didn't change. He served again, helped again, stayed steady, and once again, he rose. until even in prison, he was trusted. Then came the dreams again, to prisoners, confused, searching for answers. Joseph listened carefully, and then he spoke. One would be restored, the other would fall. And it happened exactly. Joseph had one request: remember me. But they didn't, and he stayed there, waiting, until one day, everything changed again. Pharaoh had a dream, disturbing, unclear. No one could explain it. Then suddenly, they remembered Joseph. He was brought out, cleaned, prepared, and stood before a king. From prison to palace, in a moment. Joseph didn't panic, didn't guess. He spoke with clarity. 7 years of abundance, then 7 years of famine. Silence filled the room. Pharaoh listened, and in one decision, everything changed. Joseph went from prisoner to ruler, second in command, over all of Egypt. Then the famine came, hard, unforgiving, and one day, his brothers arrived, hungry, desperate, broken. They bowed, just like the dream. They didn't recognize him, but Joseph recognized them. He had power now, real power. He could expose them, punish them, end it. But instead, he paused and chose something greater. You meant it for evil, he said, but God meant it for good. What they did to him looked like the end, but every pit, every prison, every setback was preparation.